The visualization might make more sense if you're in a seated position, but you can be however you're comfortable. And as always, you can listen wherever you are. Just as you are arriving, you can just start to notice your posture and just start to maybe close the eyes if you're in a space where you feel safe to do that, and just visualize as if there was like a 360 drone view of your body and your skeleton and your posture, where your shoulders are in relationship to your hips, and then where your spine is in relationship to the shoulders and the hips. So you want to have the shoulders in line with the hips from a front view and from a side view mostly, unless for whatever reason it feels bad in your body when you are aligned in that way, because everyone's anatomy is different. So just trust the feelings that you get, and then noticing where your skeleton is in relationship to that, or your spine. So you want to feel that right in the middle, and maybe feeling a clear channel of energy from the space in between your sit bones through the navel and the space behind the navel, through the sternum and the back of the heart between the shoulder blades, through the throat center and the back of the neck, through the nose, the third eye center, and the crown of your head. And if you'd like to, you can take a nice big cleansing breath as you arrive to mark your arrival to this practice. So taking a long, deep, and slow inhale through the nose. And as you exhale, letting all of that go, pushing a little bit extra air out of you, even once you think you're empty, and just fully empty yourself and pause. Allow your next breath to come naturally without too much straining. And you can do that a few more times, as always, if you'd like. Just exaggerating your inhales and exhales, and exaggerating the pauses as well. So just a full exaggeration of the 4 parts of your breath. The inhale, and then the pause, the exhale, and the pause. And at any point, you can release that control and just allow your body to breathe on its own. So starting this practice with playing around with the control and release of control of your breath, of your body's natural functions. Just as you remember and remind yourself that your breath is the one thing that can be either voluntary or automatic. You don't have to think about your breath ever in your life if you don't feel like it, and your body will still be breathing. There's no doing that's required of you, but at the same time, you do have the power to guide your breath in the way you'd like it to be. You have the power to exaggerate your breath, or to pause and stop your breath for a few moments. And also remember that it's not equally relaxing for everyone to focus on the breath. So don't worry if you are someone who, when people say listen to your breath or focus on your breath, it doesn't calm you down or it doesn't feel good to do that, because it is a very personal thing. So if you are someone where the breath is takes you out of it, or maybe brings up some not so pleasant feelings to do so, then you can bring your attention more into the body. It can be nice to focus on your hands and just feeling the pulsing in your hands, or feeling the forehead, maybe even turning your gaze, your inner gaze, to peer into the forehead and the space between the eyebrows. And just focusing instead on the physical sensations that are happening in the body right now. And you'll notice throughout this practice that your mind is going to try to label, it's going to try to judge and make opinions about what you're feeling, about what I'm saying, about the whole situation. And just know that that is also a part of this process. And know that the second that you notice that you are creating a label or having a judgment or any of those things I mentioned, then you're already doing it. You're already back into the present moment, the second that you notice. Instead of running away and identifying as those thoughts and saying that this is the way it is, I can't get into this, or I'm thinking too much. But just by noticing that you're thinking too much, you're already doing the practice. And that can be the entire practice, is just noticing when your body tenses up and physically relaxing those areas in the body, noticing when the mind ramps up and guiding your attention back to the body, back to this moment, whatever grounds you to this moment. And also know that throughout this practice, if I suggest anything that does not feel good for you, then your body is your first teacher. And my words, the things that I say throughout this practice, are suggestions, they're starting points, but please be open to and allow your body's natural wisdom to be your true teacher and to guide you through this practice. So start to bring some awareness to rest on your face. And just notice before relaxing, just notice what tension resides there. It's typically in the eyebrows and the forehead and the eyelids and the jaw. But it could also be in the chin and the nose and the ears. Just little areas of tension. And just like our thoughts, just like our breath, simply by noticing that tension, a fair amount of it will start to dissipate. And just encouraging that even more so, and allowing your forehead to be wide, to be broad, allowing the corners of your eyelids to separate a little bit and some space growing in between your eyelashes so that your eyes are just resting in the position that they're in, whether they are open or closed. Practicing just glazing over the eyes so that they're not moving and you're almost looking at one fixed point, and at the same time you're looking at everything in your periphery and being fully aware of sight. And the deeper that you allow your face to soften, the more you allow your forehead and eyes to soften, the more you are allowing the visualization. So allow your jaw to just hang into place. And feel your tongue soften. Feel your lips and cheeks be soft and relaxed, so that any expression that was on the face just melts away. Simply allowing your face to be exactly as it is. There's no need to contort or hold your face in any position. And you can feel like almost all the muscles in your face are just ungripping from the bones and just hanging. And letting that continue to be felt in your scalp, in your hairline, in your ears, and even in your brain. You can just kind of allow your brain to just be held by the skull. Allow all that softness to trickle down the neck, across the shoulders and collarbones. As you allow your heart to come toward the front of your body and your shoulders to fall slightly down and back so your heart is proud. And that softness, that same ungripping of the muscles from the bones, continuing down the arms, into the hands and fingers. Almost like someone is painting you with like a paintbrush, and as the paintbrush runs down your body's allowed to soften, allowed to just be, exactly as paintings are. They're just there. Just a work of art, just like your body. So feeling the softness come across your chest, down the shoulder blades. And so that all the muscles across the abdomen and the back, all those muscles supporting your organs, supporting your spine, just resting on the organs, resting on the bones. Only as active as they need to be to hold you up, but no excess energy being used here. And that sensation continuing into the hips, continuing into your glutes, pelvic floor, into the legs, all the muscles in the length of your legs, the full length of your legs, just same thing, ungripping from the bones. All the muscles in the feet and the toes as well. And just noticing how your body's feeling in this exact moment, and comparing that to the very start of this practice, and just allowing yourself to be in this exact moment and to be in this place of softness and stillness, and know that you are worthy of this rest and recharge. You deserve this rest and recharge, and there's nothing else that you should be doing. There's no other things you need to get done at this moment. And you can trust that by being here and by completing this practice, it will help you in all the other areas of your life. It will help you be more productive and more focused and present in your daily tasks. You can start to bring awareness to the earth that is beneath you. No matter how far away from that earth you are, if you're in a 10-story building or higher, if you're sitting on the exact earth itself, if you're just one floor up, no matter where, no matter what the distance is, the physical distance, just start to bring awareness to that layer of earth that's beneath you, beneath your seat. And even just imagining that layer of earth and allowing your awareness to just keep floating down or sinking down into the earth, and becoming aware of the core of the earth that's somewhere down beneath you. And allowing the warmth from the core of the earth to be felt by you, to radiate up toward you. And trusting that your body is receiving that warmth from the core of the earth whether you are feeling that physically or not. So just bringing awareness to that fact of reality, that you are energetically being held and supported and loved by the earth itself, by the very core of the earth. And as you're imagining that core, as you're imagining the earth beneath you, you can just start to notice a tiny little seed. And not worrying too much about seeing a specific thing or seeing something that you want to see, but just letting whatever visualization arises to be there. So when I say the word seed, what do you see? And this is not a thinking process. This is a listening, an energetic listening process, an observing process. So again, there's no need to worry if you're having trouble seeing specific things. You can just go with it. Continue to relax your body and just go with it. So as you're noticing this seed that has that same energy, that same love, support, safety, security from the core of the earth as it is in the earth itself, that seed just starts to grow. It just starts to come up closer and closer to the surface. The seed, it's almost being magnetically drawn up toward you. And that seed is coming closer to the surface of the earth. It's now resting on top of the surface of the earth, just beneath you, and continually being magnetically drawn up toward you, toward your seat. Maybe feeling some warmth from this seed as it's floating closer and closer to your seat. And then allowing this seed to rest just beneath your sit bones, at your root chakra, at the base of your spine, the space in between the sit bones. And just feeling that pulsing warmth, that pulsing energy from the seed and from you. And they're both feeding each other. And allow your body to naturally absorb this seed. So the seed is entering into your spinal cord, into the base of your spine. And the seed is continually floating up and energizing and restoring all of your chakras as it does so. It's now floating into the sacral space at your lower belly and your sacrum, staying along your spinal cord, staying inside of the spinal cord. And the seed is floating into the solar plexus, or past or through the solar plexus. And the seed has made its way into your heart, where it will stay. So resting sort of at the back of your heart, the space in between the shoulder blades. And the seed from the earth is here, it's inside of you, right at your heart center. And you'll start to notice that all the energy and all that love that you have inside of your heart will naturally just start to feed into the seed. It will naturally start to fuel this seed. And all the water that's inside of your body naturally fueling this seed. The fire from your belly, from your gut, is feeding this seed. The oxygen that you're breathing in, feeding this seed. And you'll start to notice that naturally the seed will begin to evolve and sprout roots. And you'll notice tiny little roots starting to come out at the bottom of the seed. And naturally just start to trickle down the body, as roots will always be reaching toward that sun in the center of the earth. They'll be reaching toward the core. So the roots from this seed that's inside of your heart is naturally reaching down the body, following that same path that it just came going up. And the roots will reach and grow down the spinal cord, through the solar plexus and the sacral space, and through your root chakra at the base of the spine. And just allow these roots to just keep growing naturally, to keep being magnetically drawn to the core of the earth. Just like if you picture branches on trees, how they're kind of like reaching up toward the sun, reaching up toward the sky, like they're just trying to get closer. It's the same thing with the roots. The roots do the same thing. They are reaching down toward the sun that's in the earth rather than above. So just allowing the roots from this seed that's in your heart to naturally reach down, naturally connect you to the earth. And feeling these roots making their way through the ground, through the earth, where they are safe, where they're secure, where you are safe and secure, supported by these roots. Strong foundation, truly grounded. And now that you are truly grounded and these roots are connected to the nutrients in the soil, can bring awareness back to the seed that's in your heart. And now that this seed has its foundation, now that this seed is supported and has its necessary nutrients and support, it will naturally start to grow upward, grow up toward the sun, and start to sprout. And just seeing what that looks like for you and your unique seed, your unique flower, and allowing this seed and plant to naturally creep up the body, creep up through the throat center, feeling your spinal cord just straightening out with this proud flower inside of you, and allowing it to keep growing through your brainstem, through your mind, past your third eye center, where it's being magnetically drawn toward the crown of your head, the highest point in your body. as it is here, you'll notice that naturally, as this plant breaks through the crown of your head and comes out to the other side, toward the sun, toward the sky, it will naturally begin to bloom and open up to the sun that is above you. Even if there's a roof over your head, the sun is still somewhere above you, even if it's nighttime for you. Maybe it's a moonflower that's blooming toward the moon. And just notice what your flower looks like. Notice what kind of flower came to mind when I said flower. And you don't have to worry about seeing anything specific or seeing anything profound or special. And just allow this flower that you made, that came from your heart center, from the energy in your body, to be, to rest on the crown of your head, naturally lifting you up, naturally reaching up toward the sky. And feeling your body completely soften now that you have this beautiful plant, this beautiful flower. Maybe it was a tree that came out of you. Whatever this plant was or is allowing yourself to rest under that support, trusting that the roots of this plant are strong and will hold you up. The flower or branches from this plant are powerful and will continue to draw you up naturally. The roots will ground you down naturally, so the rest of your body can relax, take a back seat. Your face can soften, your shoulders and arms can soften as you just allow yourself to be this beautiful flower, this beautiful force of nature. And just reminding yourself of all of the deep similarities, the deep truths of the similarities between you and a plant, between you and a flower, you and a mountain, between you and all forces of nature. Reminding yourself that your body is far more powerful than we often give it credit for. So just using this time to honor, to truly and deeply honor your body, and just how much of a miracle it is simply that you can hear the words I'm saying. And how much of a miracle it is that you can visualize things, you can see whatever it is that you see, that you can smell whatever that you smell, you can taste what you taste, your skin can feel what you feel. And just the miracle it is that you are here in this body, in this life, in this moment. And being kind and patient with yourself and understanding with yourself during those times when we completely forget those miracles and when we feel in the dark and when we're deep in our pain and suffering and unpleasant negative points in life. And if there's anything that you take away from this meditation practice or any practice, I hope it is to grow a sort of acceptance for pain and suffering and negativity, because there can often be too much emphasis placed on erasing toxicity and erasing the negative and only being in positive and light. And of course, we all want that. We all want to be this flower all the time and be connected and supported and just feel all the good things. But if we felt that all of the time, it would not feel like anything special. And the only reason that it feels so good and so special when we do feel connected, supported, grounded, all these powerful feelings, the only reason that feels so good is because we have felt the complete opposite. So just learning to have a newfound appreciation for yourself and the stages of your life that you go through, and a new trust that every single storm runs out of rain. And clouds will naturally hold on to rain for longer and will naturally let that rain go when they need to. And that is what you do too. You will hold on to pain, you will hold on to suffering until it's time for you to let it go. And all we can pray for and hope for is for the awareness and the presence to let go when we need to, and to learn the lessons when we need to. So, seeing this flower and these roots that you've made, that you've created, that are blooming inside of you, and you can just allow the flower at the top of your head or the branches, whatever is there, to naturally just start to curl back, almost like your heart is calling back this plant. Just like a flower will close when night falls, you can just let this flower close and recoil and just come back into your heart. And you can notice the ends of the roots that are in the ground beneath you and allow them to do the same. Just recoil, calling back, your heart calling back these roots, letting them naturally come back into your body, making their way back to your heart center, where the roots and this flower and this seed are all one. They're all in this little ball that stays within your heart. Your heart can absorb this seed and roots and flower, and your heart has the power to bloom this flower or grow this plant whenever you like, whenever you choose. This flower stays within you. I'm just trusting that everything you felt today was your doing. Reminding yourself of your true power. So if you are feeling ready to do so, you can allow your hands to find each other, or allow your hands to rest on their body where they want to rest. Maybe the hands come to prayer at heart center. And just feeling the pulsing of your palms into each other, feeling the pulsing of your heart back into your thumbs and your hands, feeling this power, feeling that pure power and love that exists here, that exists inside of you already. Trusting that there's no need for you to go out into the world and earn love. There's no need for you to earn appreciation, love, support, or compassion, because it's all inside of you already. And all you have to do is go out into the world and share that love that you have, and you naturally will get that in return. As you take a conscious deep breath in, feel your body fill up the most it's filled up so far today. And as you exhale, just allow all of that to go. You can allow your head to bow. As you give a deep thanks, have deep gratitude for your maker, for your creator, whoever it is that's allowing you to be here right now. A deep sense of gratitude for your angels, spirits, guides, ancestors, whoever is watching you and guided you to this practice today. And a deep sense of thanks for everyone else who's completed this practice with you and all of their spirits and guides for being in this collective healing space together. And most importantly, a deep sense of gratitude and thanks for yourself, for showing up, for being open, for receiving, and for trusting. May this practice continue to heal you and bring more love into your life. And may this continue to heal you through the rest of your days and nights. And may you bring the same love into everything that you do and to everyone that you see. Namaste.